Hello everybody, my name is Petr Koutný. Today I am going to show another chess lesson of chess strategy, and today I will speak about pawn moves. Pawn moves are difficult moves, of course, because one wrong step with our pawn mean a bad or a lost position, but at the other side, one good step with our pawn, one good move with our pawn mean maybe nearly winning attack or great position. It's hard to play chess without pawns, and for this reason I believe that this video should help you to understand why and when pawn moves are strong or weak. So let's start, let's enjoy, and let's watch first position. White on move, and what do you think is here the best white move? Maybe stop this video for a while, ask yourself, what are you going to play here if you are white and if you are on a move? And the best move here is move f5. And why? Because nearly every time, if your opponent has such these two pawns, it's good to play with one pawn in the middle of these pawns. This is a typical position, and now let's watch how white is going to beat black. And first 6 moves are only pawn moves. Okay, yes, of course, because white is starting attack, he's starting with move f5, then g4 with a threat g5. If black is not going to stop threat g5, white is playing g5, of course f6 and h4. And it's not hard to imagine that one day white will play move h5, is going to open h-file, and black's king will be checkmated. And everything this was possible because of good pawn moves. And everything started, of course, here, because it's good to remember that if we have chance to push our pawns in the middle of two opponents' pawns, usually this is a strong move. f5 is a typical move. Okay, next position is here, and what do you think here white is going to play? And I'm going to tell you something interesting, because the Russia chess school is speaking something like that. If you have good pieces, if you think that your pieces are doing good job, then play with pawn. And this is exactly position, because white army is doing good job. It's hard to find bad white piece, and for this reason it's a good time to play with pawns. And of course, moves like h4, h5 are strong because they are active. They are trying to attack a black's king, and maybe they hopes for attack against black weaknesses. So h4 is good, h5 happened, now rook d3 and queen h4. And because of two good pawn moves, white has a good position, is aggressive, and is attacking black's king. Okay, one more time. If you have good pieces, if you believe that your pieces are doing good job, then it's good time to play with your pawns. And this is a typical position when white pieces are doing good job, and for this reason it's good to push pawns. That's another typical position what is good to remember. And I'm going to show another example. So here, and this is a very difficult position. It's a game Boris Spassky, Mark Taimanov, and now I'm going to show you how black played this position. You know, sometimes pawn moves are good because we are going to attack opponent weaknesses, or we are going to make opponent weaknesses. And here black took on c3, played b4, and at the end, after few exchange, he has a strong outpost on d4. And this is a strong outpost for black and a really weak square for white. And everything happened and everything was possible because of a really good pawn moves. And of course I understand that this example was difficult, and for this reason I was not asking you for a solution. But it's good to remember that sometimes we have to push our pawns to attack opponent weaknesses. And exactly here, square d4 is not now outpost, but after exchange on c3 and b4, there is a very strong outpost for black. And of course, after this exchange and this exchange and another exchange, I'm absolutely sure that you agree with me that black's got good position and advantage. Okay, for one more time, because I believe that this position is nice and it's good to remember another reason why we should push our pawns. So, if we have chance to attack opponent weaknesses, if we have chance to be aggressive, it's good to push our pawns. And here is beautiful outpost on d4. Another example is here, and I think that this is another typical example when it's good to push our pawns, when it's good to play with our pawns. And here white is going to play move a4. a4 is a very strong move because yes, of course, if black is taking on a4, white will attack weak black pawns. So that's not a good move at all. And if black is playing move b4, now let's watch what white won. White won a beautiful c4 square for his knight, and that's something where I believe that white has a chance to have advantage. So knight d1, knight e3 of course, and knight c4. And all this was possible because of good pawn move. So okay, a4 is another typical position and another typical move when it's good to push our pawn. If you are going to push your pawns and you're winning some good squares for your pieces, just do it. That's another reason why to think about these moves. So another example is waiting for us, and here this is a famous position. You know, exactly here it's hard for white to attack something. And another reason why to think about pawn moves is to push your pawns and make your opponent weak anywhere. So b4, a4, b5, and at the end maybe c6 pawn is a weak pawn. So a3, b4, of course coming, knight g6. Now white is nearly ready to play move b5, and when he's playing move b5, here now white's got target and white is attacking pawn on c6. Now it's easy for white to play this position because white knows what he has to attack. But here, if I'm coming back, it's maybe difficult for white to find the right plan because it's nearly nothing to attack. And there was another reason why here the pawn moves were the best moves. And you know, as I told you, the pawn moves are difficult moves, but you don't need to be worried to play with your pawns if you understand when these moves are strong. Here the best move is e6, and of course even white is pawn down has a target, and of course will attack these weak double pawns on e6 and e7. It was typical, and now I'm going to show a very nice example. So say we are watching this position from black point of view, and black is going to play typical mistake. Be aware of this mistake and never ever play this move, because white played move b4 and looks like, yes, this is a strong move, okay, this is active, but it's weak because black is taking and going to play a4, and this is a strong pass pawn and big chance for black to win this game. And all happened because white played bad pawn move. Now this pawn move was a mistake and nearly a typical mistake, and it's good to remember that pawn moves are difficult moves. Not every times are strong, and not every times are giving us some kind of advantage. So my advice at the end of this video is to think every times when you are going to play with your pawns. Think twice before you are going to play with your pawn, and if you are going to play with your pawn, be sure that you know what you are doing and why you are playing with your pawn. Because if this move is strong, you are a strong chess player, but sometimes it could be a mistake. And I know that you understand me what I mean. So at the end of this video, thank you very much for your time, attention, likes and follows, and I believe that you enjoyed this video. If yes, thank you for likes and follows, as I told you. Thank you, see you soon, take care, bye bye.